Can we have, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have roll call, please?
Supervisor McGlasson?
Here.
Councilwoman Campbell?
Present.
Councilman Tempori?
Here.
Councilman Ruthven?
Here.
All present.
Thank you. Okay, so our first item says that we're doing the preliminary budget presentation. We're actually not doing that tonight. We're going to set the public hearing. But before we do that, I just want to go into a little bit of detail for our budget. My first 6 years here, we were never allowed in on the supervisor's budget. It was the supervisor's budget, and then we would come in October and start to look at everything after it had already been, the supervisor's budget had been adopted. This year, I did it differently. So the budget that is presented right now is the entire board's budget. It is not the supervisor's budget. It is all of ours together. We've all been in all the meetings together. We have made the decisions together. So this is not my budget. This is the town board's budget. I just want that to be clear. Is there anyone else? I mean, I know we're going to go into it next meeting, but.
I have to, ditto that in all the years now, which aren't as many as you, that I've been on the town board. I never had a full understanding of how we got to the budget that was handed to us. And this year, for the first time, I felt like I really, really understood it. We had the opportunity to sit down in a public venue, and Sue, who I'm surprised isn't here, was pretty much at every single. Oh, she got hurt. Sorry. And it was open to the public. Anybody could have attended. They could have heard the department heads come in and talk to us. And more importantly, it was the knowledge that we got from our accountant Yulia, who we went line by line through everything, and she explained what it was and what it was used for and why it was over this year or why it wasn't used. And we really got to get a real good understanding of the budget. Never in my other years have I ever had that. And then you basically, before we would get it, sit down, and if you had any questions, you could call a department head in. But because you didn't know how it got to that part, you really didn't have a question to ask anybody. But now I do. Now it was good. Now we actually worked very well together, bipartisan across the board. We sat there, we went through, we asked questions, we made comments, we made cuts, and it's not a supervisor's budget. It's a town board budget. It was all of us that worked very, very hard. We did our due diligence. We put our time into this. And it wasn't comfortable. I mean, we knew that we were in a bad position the minute we sat down and started. So there's going to be a lot of criticism of it, but I don't know what else we could have done. We really worked hard at it, and we cut what wasn't being spent, and we really didn't increase anything other than what we saw or were being told by the accountant went up through inflation and costs. I mean, fuel prices are 200 times more than they were 5 years ago. And these costs are there. These are costs that we cannot control, but we have to pay for. We have to pay for through tax levy. That's the only possible way to do this. So, there's comments being made that nobody would increase the budget if they were on the board. That's a hard comment to make. Until you sit there and go through this line by line, you can't make that promise until you really look at it. I commend the supervisor for allowing us to participate. I think we all benefited from it, and I hope that we get acknowledged for the hard work that we put into it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any other comments? Okay. I guess, we should say that as of this budget, there is a tax increase of 2.5%. And I can assure you that I know I personally lost sleep over this. I know how people are hurting. I know you go to the grocery store and you can't, what you could buy 2 years ago or a year ago for $100 is nothing now. And, raising taxes is not something that we were excited or happy to do, but unfortunately, it looks like that's what's going to have to happen this year. So, we did cut things, not important lines that we needed, but we did try to cut some things. We've all taken on extra responsibility so that we can find that money. So
most of the increases were things that were out of our control. And
Gas.
There's no prediction that they're going to be any better by 2023. So we have to budget for them. Electric, fuel, the cost of parts for vehicles, the cost of new vehicles for the police department. Those are expenses that we have to budget for, no matter what.
Yeah.
I'll just add one thing. The tax increase, and I live right on the top of Longfellow, so I am a member of the Lake Carmel Sanitation District. I'm a member of the Lake Carmel Park District. I don't want to pay any more in taxes. Unfortunately, part of government is taxes are a necessary evil. The cost of living and the inflation is going to be at least 8% from last year. And there's no way to balance the budget unless we raise taxes. And it, as Supervisor McGlasson just said, it's not an easy thing to do, but unfortunately, it's a necessary thing to do. We've had people that have been working for the town, and long before I came, who are making less than workers at fast food restaurants. And it's a shame, but that's what we have to end up doing. And as Councilman Ruthven and Supervisor McGlasson said, the raise is unfortunately a necessary evil.
Yes.
I will point out, though, I attended a seminar from Association of Towns, and the first thing they advised all of the attendees to do was to go ahead and pass a local law to be able to go beyond the cap, because there was so much concern on the part of so many municipalities that they would have to go over to stay solvent. And Kent is very fortunate because of sound fiscal management in the past. We are not in the position of having to go above that cap.
Okay.
Did it?
I know we have the,
I don't have,
oh, I have it right here.
okay.
See, I make a motion to set a public hearing for the 2023 preliminary budget. Be it resolved that pursuant to Town Law 108, the Town Board of the Town of Kent will hold a public hearing on the preliminary budget for the 2023 calendar year. And be it further resolved that copies of the preliminary budget will be laid upon the desk of each member of the board. And be it further resolved, the Town Board will hold a public meeting on said preliminary budget at the Town Hall in the Town of Kent, New York at 7:00 p.m. on November 1st, 2022. Be it further resolved, the town clerk publish or cause to be published the attached public notice in the official newspaper of the Town of Kent of said public hearing at least 5 days prior thereto. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our next item is from our service manager, Nick Mancuso. He is asking us to approve the move of Matthew Kiernan from his current position as full-time temporary mechanic to full-time mechanic. I ask that we do that tonight. Any
Any
comments?
comments? I'd like to make a motion to pass a resolution to hire a full-time mechanic for Municipal Repairs Department, whereas by resolution dated April 5th, 2022, the Town Board, upon the recommendation of Nicholas Mancuso, Service Manager, hired Matthew Kiernan as full-time temporary mechanic, and whereas by letter dated October 12th, 2022, Mr. Mancuso recommends that the Town Board hire Mr. Kiernan as a full-time mechanic, and whereas the Town Board wishes to follow Mr. Mancuso's recommendation and hire Mr. Kiernan as a full-time mechanic, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Kent hereby authorizes the hiring of Matthew Kiernan as mechanic in the Municipal Repairs Department, and be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Kent hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to add an item to the agenda for the planning board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I received this late, so that's why it's not on the agenda. It's just for us to accept, it's a recommendation from the planning board to release funds in an escrow account pertaining to Kent Self-Storage Farmers Pride property. Any discussion on it, or can I make the?
Make the motion.
Motion, okay. I make a motion to release funds in an escrow account for Kent Self-Storage Farmers Pride property in the amount of $427.25. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. One more. I make a motion to add an item to the agenda for Lake Tibet.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm just going to my email to read it. Dorian D'Ausilio has asking us to accept the resignation of Brian Lewis and then to add Joe Perillo to their board. So Does anyone have anything they want to discuss on that, Lake Tibet? No? Okay. I make a motion to accept with regret Brian Lewis's resignation from the Lake Tibet Advisory Board and to accept Joe Perillo as the new member of the advisory board. Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Ready for vouchers?
ready.
I ask the board to approve the following vouchers for October 18th, 2022 that were over the threshold. CNA Auto Service, $3,759.84 for snow tires. Semco Water, $2,428.39 for Water District Number 2. City Carding, $8,188.86 for Lake Carmel Garbage, and $7,283.96 for Lake Carmel Garbage. County of Putnam, Commissioner of Finance, $3,321.60 for the 2022 assessment tax rolls bills. Global Montello Group, $5,601.08 for gas. Hogan and Rossi, $5,416.63 for legal services for October. Insight Engineering, $3,803.04 for Ryan's Park driveway and the Lake Carmel walking path. Eltron Corporation, $12,007 for data collection kit and camera. Magna 5 MS, $4,596.75 for network services. Millennium Strategies, $2,500 for grant services for September. Motor, I'm not sure what, was that supposed to be Motorola? It's a laptop. Just says Motor, $5,000 for a laptop from Municipal Repairs. Nicomco, $2,846 for two-way radios for the police. New York State Department of Civil Service, $227,019.73 for health insurance for October. Peckham Industries, $26,912.92 for blacktop. Purchase Power, $3,000 for postage. Royal Carding, $4,426.85 for recycling for garbage. Schultz Ford, $48,551.91 for a 2022 Ford Interceptor. State Comptroller, $30,953 for Justice Court fines and fees. I ask the board to approve the following as read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I have a couple announcements. I won't steal your thunder.
Well, you can.
Well,
That's fine.
Okay, so the first one is this Friday, the 21st, we have our movie night out on the square, our last one of the season. So bundle up. We are showing Hocus Pocus at 6 p.m. We will have popcorn, there'll be hot chocolate, and just come, bring your blankets, bring your jammies, and come sit out on the lawn and watch Hocus Pocus, the original, with us. And then, I'll let you do that one. On Saturday, November 5th, 2022, from 10 to 12, it's a free rabies vaccine clinic at Veterans Memorial Park, Upper Park. Bring your pets, dogs, cats, and ferrets for a free rabies vaccination. Dogs must be leashed, and cats and ferrets must be in a carrier. For more information, you can call 845-808-1390, extension 43160. That's all I have.
On Saturday, this Saturday, October 22nd, from 2:30 to 4:30, right here at the Town Hall Complex, Rebels and Redcoats in Putnam County experienced the adventure of America's struggles for independence during the American Revolution as it took place right here in Putnam County. My children have had the privilege of having both of these teachers, and they absolutely love them. Rob Bucari at Carmel High School and Keith Riley at George Fisher Middle School. They actually will do a reenactment of the Revolutionary Army here in Putnam County. And it will be, unfortunately, I can't make it. I'm a huge history guy. I will not be here. It's my birthday. I have to be at North Rockland for the football game, so I apologize in advance. Are you still riding the horse?
There's no
Sybil?
horse, but I'll still be Sybil.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
probably better off that there's no horse.
Supervisor McGlasson is reenacting as Sybil Luddington, so please, someone video that so I can see that. I will show my classes. On Sunday, November 20th, here also at the Town Hall Complex, highlights of early baseball in Putnam County. The Kent Historical Society will host the event with Bob Mayer, and it basically deals with how baseball activity started here in the Putnam County area in 1865. And I haven't seen this, but it seems like Mr. Mayor has a huge collection of unique early photographs, trophies, uniforms, gloves, and a lot of bats and items from pre-1900 that were exhibited at the Museum of the City of New York and at the Yorktown Museum. So please, if you get a chance, that one I will probably come to, because I
I
will be
just want you to
around.
know that the Historical Society just sent a picture of Sybil Luddington with
With,
blackface.
yes, that could be, we should frame that and put that, or that could be the flyer
That
for
should
the
be the
event.
flyer next year.
Exactly.
We're gonna get you a horse on a stick to ride around there. You know, I don't know the date, but the Arts on the Lake is doing a play about Sybil Luddington coming up rather quickly. We should try to promote that. I think that's gonna be pretty interesting. It's one of our local heroes that, a lot of people, other than if you live in Putnam County, have never even heard of, really, so.
Yeah, I think that's now posted on the Arts on the Lake site. I believe it's Friday, November 4th, and it's going to be 3 short plays. I think Putnam Arts Council was involved. I think one of them is going to be about the Phillips family, one about Nimham, and I'm not sure what the third one is, but it's on their website now.
Oh, that's right, it's Daniel Ninham, I'm sorry, it's not Sybil Luddington, it's Daniel
Yeah.
Ninham that they're doing the play on, you're right.
Any other announcements?
That is all I have.
I should just mention, the library has so many events coming up that I'm having trouble finding the ones that I wanted to mention, but once again, I want to pitch the cybersecurity for students in grades K through 4. That's going to be 6 to 6:45 p.m. on Wednesday, the 26th of October. And I think on the 25th is the one for middle and high school students. Also, that one's at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, the 25th of October. So, and there are many other exciting programs that I see on here, many Halloween-themed programs, reading programs, and so forth. So I encourage people to check out the Kent Public Library website.
Public comment?
Wait.
Oh,
You didn't let me go.
Oh, I'm
Cut
sorry.
me right off. All right, so I told the Lake Carmel Park Advisory Board that I would update on different items as they came up. I think the big one was their meeting was last Tuesday instead of Monday because of the holiday. We had a really nice full house here for it because we had a presentation from the engineers that we hired to do the dam study for the Lake Carmel Dam. Very thorough, interesting study with a very nice presentation, and lots of questions were asked, and I think the big ticket that came out of it was the cost moving forward, what their estimated cost is, and it's a range, but to be as open and forthcoming as we can be, they're estimating the repairs to the dam to be about $5.5 million to repair the dam. That's something that we as a town board will look to try to get grant funding. We already have one application in, correct, Ann?
That's correct.
But we're gonna have to continue to work very diligently and move forward. We do have ARPA funding from the county that will pay for the next stage of engineering right away. So the next step of the engineering, which, that was the analysis, the investigation, the core drilling to find out what was there. The next step is to actually engineer the improvements that are gonna be made so that we're ready to go out to bid when we can find the funding for it. Other than that, there's no more real updates for Lake Carmel as far as the other projects we were doing. As you know, we had to, we're rebidding the fence for 311, but that hasn't come in yet, and none of the FEMA projects are done, have changed at all at this time, so. That's it for Lake Carmel. I am gonna make one,
I'm sorry, we're rebidding the cost for the fences? We didn't.
oh, no, I'm sorry, for the
walking
For
path.
the walking
We
path,
appointed.
yeah. No, the fence was
thought I
done.
missed that,
The
yeah.
walking path, we
Yes.
pulled them, we didn't get very good responses. We felt like we were gonna do our
Mm-hmm.
due diligence and just try to get more of a pool of responses on it to get the best bang for our buck for that. You're right, I
But the
apologize.
fence is good.
The fence is good, the fence is moving forward. And I will comment some more, but I don't wanna take away Kathy's thunder. I'll let her go up and talk about the event that happened this past Saturday before I tell everybody how wonderful it was.
Kathy, before you go, I did forget one thing.
Yes, go ahead.
The Beautification Committee is looking for any members that would be interested in volunteering their time. We are fairly short as far as members. The members that are in it are doing the lion's share of the work, and they do a fantastic job, but they are stretched, our resources are stretched thin there. So anybody that wants to volunteer for not just beautification, but any of the town committees that would like to be involved in what's going on in our town, please send in a letter of interest or a resume. Just go on the town's website and you'll be able to find all the committees that are on there that you could be able to volunteer for. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Okay.
Now you can go.
I just wanted to tell everyone that we had an exceptional turnout for the first ever cider stroll in the area. We had over 80 adults and children attend. I would like to thank the Carmel Kent Chamber of Commerce for supporting my idea and that many people who helped bring my idea to fruition. I would like to thank the following people, and I apologize in advance if I miss someone. Kent Police Department Chief Kevin Owens and Detective Sergeant Alex Vanderwood for making sure everyone crossed Route 52 safely. Town Supervisor Jamie McGlasson for assistance with porta-johns and coordination with the highway signage. Director of Putnam County Tourism Tracy Walsh for promoting the cider stroll throughout the Hudson Valley and for the use of the trolley, and of course the trolley driver Jack. Sponsorship from Putnam County Savings Bank, and the many volunteers who worked the event. Mary Rhoda, who was our tour guide, Madeline Perez, Siobhan Carey, Jackie Stewart, Michelle Spadola, Darlene Murphy, Mitch Joshua and Josie Hood, Becky and Travis and Justin Mills, Bob Bradley, Ed Durkin, Henry Boyd, Sean Boyd, Bill Nulk, and the Rocky Bay Band. And a big thanks to my committee, Brittany Prisco, Julie Boyd, and Bernie Gastelou, and all to the participating businesses. And I just want to really thank everybody for having a beautiful day.
So Kathy, it was a spectacular day. It was absolutely, I didn't know what to expect, I'll be quite honest. We didn't either. But, you know, it was something for us to do, so me and two of my kids and my wife went down and we bought our tickets, and we spent the 3-hour allotment. It took all the 3 hours that there was for us to get through it all. You had a ton of stuff, fantastic food, a lot of fun stores to go through. I spent way too much money in all the shops, but it was well worth every bit of it, and I can't wait for the next one.
Thank you, Chris, I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Any other comments? I make a motion, we go into executive session to discuss personnel.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.